Misfit Toys.
We get support from Allbirds. Finding the motivation to exercise can be a challenge, and when the weather's chilly and wet, it's even harder. But you've got goals to meet and miles to log, so don't let winter storms put a damper on your run. Grab a pair of first-of-their-kind weather-repellent Wool Dasher mizzles from Allbirds. Not only are these shoes going to keep your feet warm and dry, they're also sustainably made from natural materials. They even printed the Wool Dasher mizzle's carbon footprint right on the shoe so you know its impact on the planet. Then they offset that footprint to 0 to make it a carbon-neutral product. How cool is that? This winter, keep your feet cozy and dry with the Allbirds Wool Dasher mizzles. Discover your perfect pair at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
Ever wish for fuller lips? With Juvederm Lip Fillers, a licensed specialist can help you get the customized look you've been wanting. Juvederm Volbella XC or Juvederm Ultra XC can give your lips that boost of volume you've been wanting. Find a licensed specialist and see if it's right for you at Juvederm.com. That's JUVEDERM.com. Add fullness to lips in adults over 21 with Juvederm Volbella XC or Juvederm Ultra XC. Do not use if you have severe allergies or a history of severe allergic reactions, or if you're allergic to lidocaine or the proteins used in Juvederm. Tell your doctor if you have a history of scarring or taking medicines that decrease the body's immune response or that can prolong bleeding. Common side effects include injection site redness, swelling, pain, tenderness, firmness, lumps, bumps, bruising, discoloration, or itching. As with all fillers, there's a rare risk of unintentional injection into a blood vessel, which can cause vision abnormalities, blindness, stroke, temporary scabs, or scarring. For full important safety information, visit Juvederm.com.
Well, she's got a lot of things on her mind to talk about. She's taking care of her voice, so you know that she's not gonna shout now. She's not gonna shout. So get your headphones ready to hear what it's all about now. When it's all we'll have no fun, cause your Kirkman's podcast comes out today. We'll have no fun, cause your Kirkman's podcast comes out today.
No Fun, the Jen Kirkman podcast, season 10, episode 2. Ooh. For those of you who've been counting, it would be like the 450th episode or something like that in general, since I've done since 2013. You can go to my website, jenkirkman.com, click podcast or No Fun Podcast, and you can find yourself going to the archives for 2021 episodes, which are all free. And then you can even go all the way back to 2013, back when the podcast first started. It was called I Seem Fun. So you can catch up on the last 10 years if you want to. And if you want to hear the full episode of this episode of No Fun, go to Patreon. I'll put the link in the show notes. Let's get this started. What am I going to talk about today? Oh my God, there's so much going on. People are pissed at Jen Psaki. She told everyone to go kickboxing. What are we, Lloyd Dobler, and have a margarita? Everyone's all upset. Humidifiers are taking up so much of my time. Smoking is back, says the New York Times. I'm not just saying that. Rest in peace, Andre Leon Talley. I'm going to educate you folks about him. And fuck Meatloaf. Don't rest in peace. Rest in poop. His COVID death that was totally preventable that he wanted. So, there you go. And a pilot turned a flight to London around because a woman wasn't wearing a mask, and some shit talking from me in my personal life about comedy clubs. We're revisiting comedy clubs and their booking of sexual predators and me harassing male comedians. Oh, you love it. You love when I get saucy and sassy. So let's talk about this flight to London. I mean, we all know the jokes, right? That our parents go, I'm going to turn this car around if you don't behave. Now, my parents never said that because my sisters are so much older than me that we were all never in a car together at once. It would have been weird. I mean, they were 10 and 14 when I was born. I guess maybe we all were. I have no memory. I was a baby without a brain yet, or I had a brain. Do you have a brain when you're a baby? When do you get your brain? Do you pick it up at the Apple store? What age do you pick up your brain at the Apple store? I don't remember. We didn't take a lot of photos when I was little, but when you really think that a pilot had to turn a flight around, do you know what a big deal it is to fly internationally. Imagine trying to contact whomever's picking you up at the airport if it's like some kind of car service you rented. That's not easy stuff. Or I don't know, you're going somewhere when you get off the plane. Maybe you have a fabulous life and you change in the bathroom. Take off your sweatpants and you put on some kind of classy Chanel onesie. Not a onesie. Well, if you're a fancy baby who travels, absolutely. You take off your pajamas and put on your Chanel onesie. You throw on your sunglasses and you crawl off the plane in style like a bad bitch. But you put on your Chanel one-piece. What was I trying to say? Because a Chanel one-piece, I don't even know what that is. I think I was trying to say suit, but I said onesie. Anyway, whatever. You get the point. You put on your fancy outfit. You have to go. You're giving a speech that night in London, and you couldn't fly in the night before because you're so busy. You're busy in New York City. You're doing your things there. Maybe you run a antique store like one of these ladies in those Hallmark Christmas movies, and you absolutely can't leave the store. You have to wait until it closes. And so at 5 p.m., you lock up, and then you go to the airport to get on a night flight to London. And then when you land, the night of the day that you land is when your big speech is, because you can't leave the antique store early that day because there's some big developer sniffing around your little Greenwich Village antique store, and it's the week before Christmas, and he wants to buy the place out. Well, he doesn't actually want to buy the place out. His dad, who is part of a big development company, his dad wants to knock down your antique store and build condos. And he sent his son the week before Christmas to sniff it out and talk to the people. Even though I'm pretty sure you can probably just buy up something without sending your son to go talk to people. But that's how it always is in those movies. And then he falls in love with you. But at first, there's a little bit of tete-a-tete where he's like, what are all these used things? Used? This isn't used. These are previously loved items. This is antiques. Well, what's the difference between an antique and junk? What a cad. But they're falling in love. Anyway, that lady gets on the plane. She can't have the flight turn around because some asshole wouldn't wear a mask. I mean, can you at least announce on the flight before it takes off, I'm not going to wear a mask? I'm shocked that an international flight turned around. I don't think a flight has turned around yet. I'm impressed. I mean, I kind of love it. But oh my God, I can't believe, I'm not joking. I truly would think that the pilot would not turn a plane around because wouldn't people know who the passenger was that was causing that disruption? And wouldn't they basically try to kill her in flight? I mean, imagine rows and rows of people are about to fly overseas, just extra stress, longer flight. And they're just coming down the aisle for this woman, and there's like 4 flight attendants. Although, overseas flight, maybe there's a lot more Valium, Xanax, Ativan, Klonopin going on in this flight. So maybe people are like, what? Oh, we're turning around? Oh, who won't wear their mask? Oh, what an asshole. I go back to sleep. Watching Aaron Brockovich and the movie thing. I know there's newer movies, but I hadn't seen that one since it came out. It holds up. I can't believe we're going back. That's fucked up. But you know what? At least I'll be able to finish the movie. I can start a whole other one. Maybe people were more chill. I don't know. I was a first class passenger. I mean, this is what pisses me off. I have flown first class in this pandemic, not to brag. Don't worry. I'm not making millions of dollars off this podcast. Not that you wouldn't be happy for me if I wasn't. I'm not saying that, but I talk all the time about how I do first class, and I encourage everybody to follow my lead. JetBlue is my airline, and all my credit card points, they transfer to that. And anytime a work engagement has to buy me a first class ticket, I tell them book JetBlue. I get all those points, baby. And then flights were like 2 cents right at the beginning of vaccine times. And I bought a first class round trip to see my family. And I had so much money left over in my travel bank and with my points that I've flown like 3 times first class instead of round trip on JetBlue. Anyway, my point is, if you wanted to, you can do the lay down bed thing, and then you have the little door, And you can turn on your side, the side that is not facing the aisle. So you're facing the window. And you can put your mask down. And you can sleep for 6 hours. You can also take your mask. I mean, you shouldn't. I didn't. But I'm saying I realized there, like as I was laying there, I could take my mask off. But I'm going to tell you two things. Even though this was pre-Omicron and pre-Delta, and it probably would have been fine to take my mask off because I really was protected against the Alpha variant, I didn't want to because there was no I know the vaccine works, but it was just so bizarre. I hadn't flown in a year and a half. And, there was something in my mind going, someone jabbed me with a needle twice, but I don't know. Let's not, what if there was nothing in the needle? What if I just went and someone jabbed me and then they went home and went, ha, ha, that person thinks they're vaccinated. I'm a scam artist with an entire pop-up place that gives people the vaccine. I don't know. So I kept my mask on. But the other thing is, I find it very easy to fall asleep with a mask on. It's very relaxing to regulate your oxygen and carbon dioxide levels that way. In fact, I fell asleep on the subway today going from Manhattan to Brooklyn and woke up in an undesirable area and was like, what happened? I'd fallen asleep reading with my mask on and the quiet rumbling of the train. It was fine. It was afternoon, but so I'm just saying. If you're sleepy, put a mask on. I might even try, if I ever have insomnia one night, just put a mask on. So, and also in first class, they're serving you food every 5 minutes and you can eat with your mask off. I don't think you can whip it off and twirl it around and go, woo, and then toss it like it's a thong. But you can at least put your mask under your chin and sip your mimosa and have your nuts and have your ice cream and brownie and whatever else they're serving. First class, there is no excuse for that behavior. I can see those animals in coach. It's tough enough to be back there cramped in. I would lose my mind and just start taking my mask off. I'd take my shoes and socks off. I'd take my pants off and just be like, I'm losing it back here. But, okay, so a first-class passenger who allegedly, we have to put that in, refused to wear a mask, disrupted a London-bound American Airlines flight Wednesday night and prompted the pilot to turn back to Miami so the customer could be booted off the aircraft. Police and airline officials said, I wonder how far they were. American Airlines Flight 38 with 129 passengers. Ooh, that's not a lot. I wonder how many that plane holds. And 14 crew members aboard was over the Atlantic Ocean. Well, 10 minutes into the flight, you're over the Atlantic Ocean. But you know what I mean? Well, unless they're flying up the coast and then they take a right. They take a right. We're taking a right at Atlanta. What does that mean, a right? Whose right are you on? Oh, sorry. We got our instructions. Ground control has been there's been some kind of weird interruption going on where ground control keeps getting interference with this comedian's podcast. I think she said take a right. Sorry about that. Anyway, so they were over the Atlantic. I don't know how far, though, when the passenger allegedly refused to obey instructions to wear a mask and became disruptive. The flight departed Miami International Airport at about 7:40 p.m. local time, about an hour into the flight. Okay. So there wasn't still, it's going to disrupt everyone's shit. About an hour into the flight, the pilot decided to turn the Boeing 777 aircraft around and head back to Miami. The flight was ultimately canceled. Oh, shit. See, is this going to deter, and passengers needed to rebook on future flights? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't know if a masked person would ever want to, would they want to rebook with American again? And they go, I like that they did that. Or they're like, you know what? I just need a fucking flight where if someone doesn't wear a mask, we still get there because I got shit to do. I'm an antiques dealer who's making a speech tonight in London. I respect it. I like it because I feel like it's just someone going, tough shit lady who wanted to go to London. Now you don't get to go. And now you're going to be put on all of these no-fly lists. I love it. However, you may have just radicalized someone who's going to buy a gun and kill everybody, or But does it detract future people from doing this? Do future, like, non-mask, I mean, seriously, can I speak? Non-mask wearers, do they go, oh, well, I won't do that? I don't know. I don't know what this does exactly. I mean, maybe they're not looking to the future when they make a decision like this. They're just thinking in this moment, get this wacko off the plane. So anyway, the flight landed safely at Miami International Airport where local law enforcement met the aircraft. Fuck local law enforcement. Get the FBI in there. Just get everybody. Get SWAT teams. Get the National Guard. Roll in the fucking tanks and scare the shit out of someone who won't do their patriotic duty to wear a mask. That local law enforcement, I mean, come on, you know? They get their Dunkin' Donuts cups. Hey, man, we got to take you in. Like, fuck that. I want the tanks rolling in. I want it to look like the fucking invasion. The flight landed safely. We thank our crew for their professionalism and apologize to our customers for the inconvenience. Steve Freeman. Yeah, let's see what he has to say. A passenger on the flight. I was wondering, was Steve Freeman on that flight? Okay, he was, obviously. Told ABC Miami affiliate, WPLG. Hi, this is WPLG. Thanks for calling. Hi, this is Steve Freeman. Okay, I don't recognize that name. No, I was just on the flight from Miami. Oh, well, thanks for calling in. WPLG, can I play a song for you tonight? No, I'd just like to tell you a story. Well, we don't normally do that, but all right. What's on your mind tonight, Steve Freeman? Well, this passenger, she sat behind us in first class. She was a first class passenger and was extremely abusive to the stewards. I could see, they said he was flying home to London. Okay, I could see the writing on the wall. They gave her a lot of warnings, so we were kind of ready for it. She complained about... Okay, so first of all, I know that this guy did not call into a radio show. I just thought that was... Listen, I'm just riffing. So he told the news, she sat behind us in first class. She was a first class passenger and was extremely abusive to the stewards. I could see the writing on the wall. They gave her a lot of warnings, so we were kind of ready for it. I don't know. None of these are British accents. He said flight attendants tried to offer the passengers several different masks. My God, this bitch is lucky. I didn't even know they had masks to offer in several different kinds. She probably got the different kinds of ice cream, too. She complained about each mask, Freeman said. She complained about each mask. Detective Artemis Colome of the Miami-Dade Police Department told ABC News on Thursday, police were contacted by American Airlines about a disruptive female passenger refusing to wear a mask. The cops were probably like, oh, we don't wear masks either. Are you supposed to? I do not see cops in New York City wearing masks. And it's not just white guys. It's all people. All colors, all races, all genders. And it's pissing me off. Anyway, Colome said police officers met the plane when it returned to the Miami International Airport. He said officers escorted the passenger off the plane, but she was not arrested or charged. What is wrong with everybody? If you were drunk driving, you would get arrested. And then they bring you in and then you do your thing and then you do your... Why wouldn't they arrest her? The plane turned around. A disruptive passenger, you're supposed to arrest that. That's why you think the pilot turned the flight around for you guys to walk her off the plane like she's fucking, accepting an Academy Award. Arrest her. Get those zip ties. Arrest her fucking ass. I'll arrest. Citizen's arrest. If I saw that, I would run up. If I'm Steve Freeman, I'm running off the plane going, what are you not arresting her? I'm doing a citizen's arrest. I don't know what that is, but I've heard of it. I mean, what? I told you the cops don't fucking care because they don't want to wear masks either. The woman's name was not released. Oh, come on. Was turned over to American airline officials to handle administratively. A spokesperson for American Airlines told ABC News on Thursday that the woman has been placed on the airline's internal no-fly list pending an investigation. Such incidents are referred to the Federal Aviation Administration as part of a standard reporting process. No-fly list, all airlines. You're a terrorist. You don't want to wear a mask in a global pandemic. You're a terrorist. You're literally causing terror, and you're a bioterrorist if you have COVID. Arrest her. I wish I was a cop. You know what? Maybe I need to change careers because even if I got orders from whoever, the sergeant, now don't arrest her, I'd go, you're out of order. And I'd start quoting movies. And I would go in and fucking get her. And if I was a cop in Miami, you bet I'm dressing like Miami Vice. And they're like, can you put your uniform on? No. I didn't become a cop in Miami to wear this blue, itchy uniform. I'm putting on my pink, blazer, my white shirt unbuttoned real low, my khakis, no socks, and my loafers, and my sunglasses and my feathered hair, and I am arresting this bitch. I'm sorry. I am Jen Kirkman, Miami Vice Squad. All of you don't remember the show Miami Vice? Come on. Come on, kids. You've got to at least watch one episode. Find it on YouTube. I mean, it was a good show. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I watched it as a kid. But the theme song? Come on. Yes. Hi, I'm Officer Jen Kirkman. I think we should just walk this woman off the plane. Don't think that's your problem. Get the zip ties. I didn't bring them with me. No problem. I take off my big gold necklace. Ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you. As I'm tying her up with my necklace. And then I take a mask and I put it over her face. And I say, also anything you say, I can't care less about. Woo! And then I light a cigarette. Woo! That's right. Miami Vice, everybody. I'll see you all on the flip side on Patreon for the rest of the episode.